This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
NPP for nyina hwɛ me na hefa na obekɔ akɔhwɛ okwan sala na ndwie akɔda esi awo okwan ndi na akɔhwɛ sala na ndwie mu uma me your mother mu inti a blocking hwene ba akoro elo mu sala na ndwie mu wesia Azorka see your mother we do ma me atam say di hwene mu atam your mother Moo Ojai. All right, let's take our business. Now, Akwatia a year elections no ended, and the by-election now you're waiting for a peaceful by-election no. And I can tell you on authority that the Ghana Police Service, they have shown professionalism. The IGP, credit to him, he has done a marvelous job. He has protected citizens of the Republic of Ghana, and that was our priority. And say the protection of the citizenry is the most important thing. Elections come, election goes, but when it comes to the people, nipa omo protection and the paramount and then the idea here yeni Ghana for and the IGP today I can tell you he has passed with flying colors. He has made a 99.9% and the ejuma okodi there were a little bit of some small hiccups some yeah the such amount for him and the normal election there Ojai ba akubeba na ntwe ba akubeba betia no but it's normal. But we did not see the Ayawaso West Wagon action some near Bogana photo. We did not see the election 2020 Ekufuado Baumia Kennedy Japan Brand Champo Musma Am Roberts Ebo Ghana photo no. We didn't see anything like that. No life was lost. In fact, we didn't even record any casualty. Among for human it's normal. Right now I can say that the IGP has done a good job. The CID boss, the hierarchy when it comes to the Ghana Police Service, credit to them, they have done marvelous job. In fact, I'm on Ghana for some kind of confidence to be say election be a bar. We are not supposed to be scared because the police will make sure a peace, it is actually maintained. Our election ground to be a Ghana. Now, the good news is lawyer Bernard Bediako or contested or election we more Akwatia constituency lawyer Bernard Bediako is the winner of that election, and right now Ghana for ehu. Now this election it should tell you and I say the new Ghana is ready to accept nokre. The new Ghana is ready to only listen to politicians who basically are realistic and tell them the truth. Because Ghana for say the politics na men na nani afraid say if you we na me free ye de dankwa buzia dombo ye de de sa de enye dwuma biem because enkora na o bande no enya una nantoko bi akoko ne fa no ho enkora na o bande no enya osewa ntoko bi ona na bi hin bia na odi ene nkwasea ebusuan ntoko bi ene fa no ho enkora na o bande no opese ohu se ade na wo ye no ma na brabo eye easy ma no otamfo na opese oto ade a eye easy ma no so okona so kopa adwuma obenya adwuma na ye otu kwan a oso hu se eye ewiem na ofa kora e safe asase no offer a safe security intact send your bema abrabo easy amano inti the young generation today don't care about onana bia akwoti 700 pounds they kwati party any enton bia obo any ebusue bia ofrim no they don't give a heck about those nonsense. Now the NDC over the years and recently they are beginning to understand the modern kind of politics, and the modern kind of politics is basically being truthful. Now, say politics now, Bano. So, the no account message you will rule forever. That is how modern day politics is. The reason is that people have access to information. In 1996, Anakufo Eba started trying to JJ Rawlings. So, I would be winning 2000 elections, 1999 elections. You need to understand the say. Sad time, we didn't have access to information. That was the time. Obia to me ba oseme kwa abrochire me kosua ade and otena radio so TV so 2001 2002 2008 2012 we did not have access to fact check people, and most of the people are not TV so near radio so who were contributing, who were seen as intellectuals, majority of them were liars, thieves, criminals who had stayed outside the country. They came to Ghana, rebranded themselves and started lying to us. Because we did not have access to information, because we could not fact check them, because we could not go behind them to know what they used to do before they were speaking to us, we allowed them to go through the cracks. Now, the young Ghanaian Ote Akwatia can sit and analyze and know every single thing happening around the nation. And Tisawa Junior will say, you can go into a constituency and lie and try to make them think, say, when I will free a crown a buy into the Nyansa Chena, I bet you also wait Jimmy. Because Oti Akra and just on the Nyansa will be Oti Akwatia. So what in Kraya, it does not mean it says, a bino area bibi on Kraya, Nipana Oti Akwatiano, that person will not know what is actually happening. So Abino is not delivering a Nipana Wakutiano behu. So Abino Ediatra, Nipana Oti Akwatiano obehu. Sa Abino enyanyo mebia Nipana Wakutiano behu. Intenya wona also free kind. Ebeka che de say Aban yese se wu twatro obehu se wu twatro. And that is the distinction, the difference and the Akwatia election the seat is an NPP seat. In fact, it's a swing state and I say a swing constituency. Eko NDC naba MPP, Eko NDC naba MPP. But you see, the MPP no creating impression be to Ghana for trim say 9 months here NDC ba power no. Every single Ghanaian is angry with NDC. And that whatever the NDC is doing, all the mess they created now, NDC is trying to correct. Ghana for huye, Ghana for nuomo. Akwatia has spoken, and it's not just speaking. Akwatia have made an emphatic statement, and that emphatic statement is that numbers now NDC nyani 2024, NPP nyani 2024. No, today when you look at the raw numbers, it should tell you something as a politician or a political party. Now, let me show you something here. These are the numbers at the end of the elections, and these are provisional, but probability say this is what is the numbers are urban final in the NDA. Now, Mr. P, Mr. S, are we good with these numbers? Team, did you update these numbers? Okay, we stick to this. Now, in 2024 elections, numbers na NDC, Enyaye, and MPP Nyaye, Senke Ghana for at this point, someone lose hope, and I say, these numbers you are seeing on the screen, and now in 2024, NDC 4 numbers and there, besides, get me the correct figures. Send a beya Obintina baby and can't say Kevin Taylor Eddie B. Because I know for a fact to say in 2024. NDC numbers a change, NPP numbers a change. In 2024 numbers are NDC nyano a change. In 2025 numbers are NDC nyano a change. In 2024 numbers are NPP nyano a change. In 2025 numbers na NPP nyano a change. So the question is, why are we seeing changes in the numbers? And you see, there's something called a margin of error. Ubu oha unya 4,200. ABS to about doing 4,198 and now 4,780 and now 4,890. That one, no, if you don't get exactly 4,200, it means there is a margin of error. And no, so when you're exactly we understand because it's arithmetic, it's math, it's people factor womb. Somebody can change their mind. Some things can also happen for somebody not to vote. People can die. On the day of election, Abano will not be counted. There's always margin of error. But the moment a margin of error, na a clear cut gap, a pure clear deficit. Then if you're a political party, so we're a political party, then you have to start asking yourself some simple questions. Now, and after the elections, and so far provisional results, this is what we are seeing. Thank you, Mr. S. Thank you for bringing this in. Let me put this on the screen. My team just brought me the 2024 numbers. Thank you very much, team. Now, these are the 2024 numbers. My for 2025 numbers into a year by election. Now, for 2024 no enter the side. Now, look at the numbers. 2024 is on my right, and at 2025 on my left. Now, look at the numbers very well. In 2024. And as Kumia representing NPP, onya 19,269, representing 52.83%. Henry Yadom Boache or representing NDC in 2024 no, he made a year 17,206. In to say basically, if you want to round it up, a little over 2,000 votes, and I say let's say 2,000 difference. And I'm in 2024 no. In 2024 no, NPP won the election with 2,000 vote difference. Now see what has happened in 2025, and it's just 9 months. NDC bar power, just 9 months. And remember, the seat no Akwatia seat no a swing seat and your party be adia. Now for a constituency to give you vote, and in less than 9 months or less than a year, when we go into another election, that's a way to be those numbers. Now we have a very serious shift in your numbers, sir. It should tell you something, say that party now you are dropping or losing, no, that party is going into exile. There's something about that party. They have had enough and they don't want to be associated with a party. Obviously, by elections, you don't normally get a turnout like general elections. But the turnout basically is measured in this on the same scale, because two political parties and almost about the same location to meet the same people, tell the same people their story, and to get their vote. You cannot blame low turnout on anything. All that you have to do is look at the numbers. Now, in 2025 by election today, NPP now onya 19,269 no, with NS Kumino. Oma filled the Solomon, the Sumedu, Solo Gala, and the Solo. At the numbers free 19,000, Ebe drew 15,200. It was 19,269. Or they are free 19,269. At the drew 15,269. So let's take the 200 off. That means say we give 4,000 votes. 4,000 votes. NPP for Motoma, a year NPP in 2024, just 8 months ago, no, 4,000 votes gone. Remember, Sanka MP or NPP ni nanka where we are. May his soul rest in peace. Or at least I was a sympathy vote kakra play a role in this. And to say, I can say, the sympathy vote to the crampo kasolo hua, meaning 4,000 no crampo na a free suno, or the sympathy vote crampo could do 15,000. The NPP in 8 months, they have lost 4,000 votes in one constituency, which they held, which was their constituency or which their MP was in charge. Now the NDC, on the other hand, they made 17,206. Now, the NDC has jumped from a year 17,206 to 18,177, meaning the NDC in 8 months, they have taken 1,000 votes, and almost they come with votes on the same constituency. NPP lost 4,000 votes, and the NDC gained 1,000 votes. It is a NPP for TV, so radio, so now Omucha and Trose. Ghana for koto aba na aba no mokoto ye no omodu omo ho a they are lying to their base. And in a debia metana na mekache Ghana for say the NPP as a political party no a killing and lying machine. The party egu, but omonim said the followers of the party no don't in school. The foolish masses are the people who follow the NPP, and they are not willing to tell the people the truth, the status of the party. The NPP as a political party is not even attractive to even the worst thing on this planet. This should tell you something. It should go down for you to understand. Say, Ghanaians are ready to listen to politicians who are truthful. Politicians who are truthful. Now, social dynamics now. With all due respect to Akwatia for, Obi will tell baby I can say, oh, Akwatia they say you crazy. Akwatia you crazy. So Akwatia inside now checking numbers now a band na. Even the Akwatia constituency and Akwatia constituency no. Baby I want to say a year crazy from maybe a Wenchi and Akwatia Kronan Kasemuno. Even the remote areas of Akwatia no, NDC picked all the votes. Ask yourself why. It is because the people down there no NPP for just be crazy for, but they have forgotten say the people are they are more enlightened because right now no Atrona MPPD, you know, people now are looking for the truth. So when you go and you tell them the truth, now Omanka say you fact check, you know, ebe who say Adeno moko check here no no kra na wo ka kire mo a na omo de eye mo aban e ba ye 2017 aban to 2024 aban to aban where 88 months per one, they will see clearly said there's a big difference between the NDC and the NPP. And even when you go to Akwatia, in Kurasipano, with all due respect to them, and yes, me boom intia, ufri Akwatia krum, and now ufri sa wenchi, baby who say be a holiday a city kakrano. So in Kurasipa, NDC took all the votes from there. Busa intra. Because the NDC went in there and told them, say, this is the NDC. This is what we represent. This is what we have done. This is our track record. Look at this, believe in it, and vote for us. And believe, say, we will continue what we have done before. And that is the modern day politics, which the NPP still, they don't want to accept to say, this kind of politics is what the young Ghanaian, the new Ghanaian understands. Now, the reality in this is that the political party at the 8 months, a flip it, a change votes over 1,000 minds, 8 months. It me constituency. It me esa a change 1,000 minds, close to 2,000 people to vote for them. It means to say that political party is doing something unique. It means say that belief na nipa na mo krum no e political party no. It is not what? A joke. Now, let me tell you this. For the past 8 years, Andre Chinameka will say, the horror, and what we call the trauma, NPP, Eddie Ghana for fame, we are still in that trauma. We are not out yet. It is becoming difficult for some of us, Ghana for, to entirely trust a politician when they are speaking to us. It is all because of what Bawumia, Ekufuado, Brani Champon, Kennedy Japan, Sanko for 8 years. We lived with lies. At a point, we could not differentiate between a lying politician and a politician who speaks the truth. It becomes so difficult for us to trust the word of a politician. And we lived through that moment till now. Ghanaians are now beginning to get out of that shell. They are now beginning to believe and trust politicians and policies. Into a gradual process, and the moment people start to believe in policies, in politicians, in their statements, you will see says slowly the NPP, it will be nullified. And every single day, the NPP as a political party, it breaks down. It breaks down because the leadership of the party is made up of weak-minded, foolish individuals. The Ghanaian voter, the citizenry, they have matured in the way they think when it comes to politics, policies, politician statements, and how they will consume those information. The NPP is still stuck in that 1992 Jandam propaganda, Ebusiang Tokwa, a year, and then Kwasiadia politics. Those things don't work. Those things don't work. When a party comes into office, last no bika, on a normal day, this is my platform. After the NDC won elections, my numbers on YouTube, on Facebook, on TV, my numbers were supposed to drop automatically. Yeah. And that is how it is. It's a natural thing. The moment you win power, the moment you become the leader, the moment you are in charge, people try to find other means to try and do what? Oppose your opinion. Try other means to try and do what? Chase you, because now you have the power. People will have to now come after you. So automatically or naturally, my numbers on YouTube was not even supposed to be 2,000. My numbers on Facebook was not even supposed to be 500. On TV, it's not even supposed to have more than 4 million eyeballs every night. But do you know why I still control, or this platform still control the numbers? As I watch, it's like 10,600 live on YouTube watching me. Eyeballs, only YouTube. When you go on Facebook, it is solid on TV. The reason is simple. It is because it is the consistency. The moment you stick to and you are consistent, it does not matter whether you bring a government to power or not, you will still have the listenership and the viewership, because it is the authenticity of the statement you put out there. And that is what the NDC has been doing, or they have been doing over the years. The NDC have been consistent. The NDC is a political party, obviously. The NDC is in Ghana, it's in government. It's a political party that has formed a government. They are not going to be perfect, but majority of the time, they have made the Ghanaian voter now, or say, I respect your opinion. I respect your hardship. I respect what you are going through. If I can do everything for you today, I will do it. But the issue is I cannot do everything for you today. I can gradually build you if you are willing to also cooperate with me to build where you are or the nation or whatever you want this nation to be. Into progressively, you can see, say, the NDC along the way, they are taking the people along. Let us build together. We cannot build this country in a day. We cannot use lies to build this country. We cannot create figures. We cannot create some heaven which does not exist. We should live through the hard times and enjoy the good times. We should be realistic enough for the people to know, say, Abainba power, things will not change in 6 months. Abain will have to deal with the mess that has been created, and then through that, Abain tries to find opportunities, create opportunities for people who also voted for them. Because the vote na NDC nya and the vote na NDC nya and the Akwatia, it shows that the people still have that faith and belief in the government, in the vision of the NDC. They have come to accept to say, so can no credit chairman Kwadia, I will also help you build this nation. And that is what the Akwatia people, that is the decision they took today. Akwatia and Kofone say, we want you to be realistic with us. We want you to be straightforward with us. We want you to tell us the truth. So we are San Kwadia, you're the 2 million. But we don't like the Baumia kind of governance. We don't like the Kennedy Japan kind of governance. We don't like the Brandy Champon kind of governance. The Ekufuado the Leput kind of governance whereby everything is cooked, everything is rosary. But when you go deep down, the economy is struggling. We cannot even get jobs. Nothing works. Nepotism took over the country. And yet the corruption was something you cannot talk about. We saw people intimidate, kill. Election day, the constitution was banned. Every single thing did not work in the country. Right now, people are moving in this country freely. They feel confident in their own skin. They have belief in the police. They have belief in the government. They respect the president. They believe the party in power. When they are voting for the NDC, they are confident enough because there are a few things that will give them that confidence to say, wait there, metomana on the bomb. Wait there, metomana on kofa oforiata biniga before being bam medadame. Where the metomana uncle for chairman untumia or your regional chairman Kate Jemfu women's organizer national and by galam say me say yensu where mu the metoma at least on beka no crash me yesika samunya mo beka dollar no emu ye de on beka say juma where mu ni konfo metoma je omudi. That is the difference between the NPP and the NDC. That is why today we saw these numbers on our screens. That is why today we saw these, because some numbers way it's reflecting how Ghanaians. Akwatia is a sample of Ghana. Akwatia election we no a sample. Ye Ghana in 16 regions no, and ye one constituency and ye tests. To say ye be ye kwaye ye test a person sibia Ghana in adwene. Enti Akwatia is the first sample ye take. Sanka ye gold dealers and say ye small scale miners ye register. Say ye ko asase biswa. Na se yekobo tester ye pese wu se gold na wo no ye benya dodo se na benya dodo se ya. When we go there to do that, your friend is sampling. Ye betu ahwea ne bi na ye de akọ lab ne akotwa so de benya wo saa ahwea na ye betu no ene ye de be determine gold dodo e wo saa asase no so. It is saa sample no maye ne no. It is showing said the NDC is a formidable party. It is ready and the people are willing to govern Ghana with them. Okay? I mean, can be intro as a young Ghanaian. And I want to send this message to Mr. The candidate I will be Ewa Akwatia. It's a simple message. Whatever you told the people of Akwatia, you need to deliver. So now they see it say, this is what has to happen before we can go and exercise our rights. Now, when did this start? And with all due respect, ladies, your makaso TV so mwakuti, me sure say majority be do 30 years. I am sure say from 2017, I could afford about power no. Now some of them were maybe less than 18 years. Me sure say I'm about 30 years. So in a space of 8 years, the NPP as a political party, they basically indoctrinated Ghana and Kasa. The young people under to NPP, they changed this country's elections into a monitocracy election. Nana Dankwe Kufuado Baumia regime, Kennedy Japan Brandy Champon, the way I almost say Ghana elections, and man nipa enya believe our politicians. And what they did in power, no, and then now people feel bold to look into the camera and say, pay me money before I vote. Before Akufo-Addo and Bawumia came into office, I will not sit here and pretend to say, nah, your politics sickening. But hardly do you see people boldly sit on national television or on TV to say, yeah, dear, yeah, the sikana atiti yo, omudi asheye, so when tuya yento. It is from 2017, 2020, 2024, the way the NPP infused money into our politics. And that monetocracy has dissolved a lot of minds. I say Ajini Bebre. Until right now, no, it is going to take us some time for Ghanaians and as a Ghana for to understand say abab ebasa ye toa. It is not about the 200 Ghana, 1,000 Ghana, 800 Ghana you get today, but it's about abana wotoro and one sanso. Because you see, the reason why in Tomokasa say when you say Oma Paba, the kind of lies politicians are catching. So all that the politicians and I'm going to be specific. NPP from 1996, they have never had a message. It's a good for the mobile power, no, because Bawumia is a liar. Kennedy Japan is a liar. Brian Champon is a liar. NPP because they did not have any message for Ghana for no. All that they did in the 8 years was to keep feeding people with bribes, money. You could see that from 2020, Ghanaians under Akufo-Addo and Bawumia, people did not really care about the message. People did not really care about who this politician is, what he represents, what he can do, the belief in the party and the government in power. What people cared about was that give me money and I'll give you vote. Now, and no NPP for etumide kata omoboneso. It is also election 2020. The NPP lost the elections. Majority of the people come to Obama NPP in 2020. No, you could see said they didn't vote because of a message. They didn't vote because of performance. They voted because somebody told them say form of Fonana. And when the person was coming to tell them form of Fonana or the sikane maomo, into that these people were not asking adena wunye juma maha, adena wunsi school, adena agenda 111 one year, okay so be create juma, okay so be see 350 senior high schools. Okay say the people refused to ask those questions because sikane ba even though they knew their problems, they ignored their problems. Into for 8 years, the people knew their problems, but NPP always found a way to use money to cover up their problems. And I bet at this point, we need to let the people know, say, it is your vote that can, at the end of the day, solve your problems. It is a way to me and to abano. It's going to be tough for you because nobody in this government, in this NDC government, is going to come lie to you that Jessica neko tuaba abra oniuso on to me the onion mouth. I'm saying this because something has happened, Akwatia, and I want to tell Akwatia for say, me as Kevin Taylor, I really respect the decision they've made today. And me follow election very well. Joy News, CV3, all platforms. I was monitoring. And what I was looking out for is that I wanted to hear the people, almost concerns, if they still have belief in politicians. And one thing I came across a lot, Joy News 4, TV3 4, all the TV stations were at Akutiano. The people don't really have a problem. The people believe in this government. But the people need something that will cement their decision of trusting the NDC. Akwatia for Imebruno Mohono, when they look at MPP ni NDC, almost some belief we John Mahama ni NDC. They believe say the two parties, say omobe better or bako so pass 1 to 10, omobe to bomb crabby at 2%. Omunim say NDC nebeye. But you see, they have gone through a regime. Abe difficult for them to sit and actually say, I believe in this party. I believe in this government. They are trying to believe. Aba we no moto no eye ababia omudi free some special parts e wo makumem. And it is obia, it is obi opese osakra. Obia opese osakra na oja nyoma bi o ye no kodi nyame echi. Enya one day no the sakra. It takes them time. So kura jira de nim ka chen say ende ya bo wesu. Now what's the saubra okra na wajenkwa Yesu. Wasakra mum, but there are one or two things to be nana kuma da hukutemu. And the people of Akwatia and generally the people of Ghana, no, majority of them, that is how they feel today. The enthusiasm, Mahama NDC, no, they still believe in it. They still believe in the decision that Mahama take and they are buying way. They need that confirmation that will convince them, say, Abana Yatono for the next 42 years, you know, if we decide to stick to this party and this government, they will actually deliver. And no more share. I got that piece. There's a small piece there the people are waiting for. And the NDC is not supposed to take those things for granted. Now, a woman said, Mr. Lawyer Bernard Bediakun, where we need to sit, you know, congratulations. You worked so hard. I listened to you. You are a matured politician. About when solo, any solo kasa, you can see the gap is wide. Your maturity, your composure, how you are able to bring even people who are not NDC on board to listen to you. You have shown to say, "Oh, akwetinia, we ni atia, we ni bia, unyiru akwetia, opesa obua omine." The support you needed from the party, you got it. Every member who matters in your party, they did their best to come to Akwatia to support you. Tanko, Bandi, Yamin, General Secretary, Party Chairman, all the people who matter. Jakpa Kra was there. Jakpa was in the forest. He was maintaining the peace. My own Jakpa the lion, Jakpa the originator, Jakpa the James Bond was there. It means the party did its part. And you as a candidate, you sold yourself well. You composed yourself well. The composure was good. There were a lot of people who were trying to take you off your feet for you to make reckless statements and act in a certain way. They could get some things on you to use. But in all, you were still very composed. And I really respect that. I hope in your political career, you carry on like this. But there's something I want to tell you. In the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, myself and my team, we will send correspondents to Akwatia. Ekwaina wode wonsaka no, complete it. That is the only thing that will make the young people in Akwatia believe in the word of the NDC and you as an MP. Ekwaina wode wonsaka wa Akwatia, make sure, and I'm going to say this today, I'm going to say this, if you fail to complete Ekwaina was starting Akwatia, I will put myself on the line and make sure the next elections you lose. What do you want to say? What's your mobile? Those machines on the road, they need to be there. They need to be working. You need to get those roads fixed. Do not think of, say, after today, tomorrow, you are going to move those machines from Akwatia. Before some machines in Akwatia, no, na Akwatia for kwaina modemon sakano. I don't care where you and your government, you are going to get money to fix it. So I am promising you, if you fail as the parliamentary candidate of Akwatia, if you fail to complete Ekwaina Akwatia na modemon sakana, I swear to God, we will use this same platform to make sure you lose the next elections. We have an idea. Ekwaina Akwatia no modemon saka. Modemon saka to abrewe duanimu. I am pleading with the NDC and the new elected member of parliament for Akwatia, Lawyer Bernard Bediakun. Akwatia for a special place to be mounted. Now, almost every right to vote for NPP Nino. Because not NPP Nino tia kunyana so. But for some reason, they saw something in you. They believed in your word and they believed in the NDC as a political party and they believe in John Mahama and the government. That Ekwaina wodo on sakano. We don't want to see say ochina chi. Sa excavators no. Sa machines na esi Akwatia kwane so no. If we get to know, you will not be a happy man as an MP. I'm telling you. And if you fail, I'm not going to ask your party. I am not going to ask your government. This is your responsibility. It is your responsibility to get the road done. Because, and there, young people at Akwatia, some young men, they were straightforward. Almost say, in Kofa bad omonsa keka kwan wa Akwatia bebre. But dia wode wonsa ka baby a waye na kodu no omunim say, omu believe say ubetumi aye. Enti at least dia nkofo be ye ebu oma bemu no. And there, dia wo ye kura no omu say, you can do this. So I am telling you, the young people now, I'm sorry anopa. With all due respect, ebi wo okra na omu nya adwuma nyeye. Obu okra ondidi ye. Obu okra no odim how far the whole day. But on your time ko di line mu eto abama because when we say ekwan no, at least the ohu it is better than what some people started. And until this road is done, completed, I am never going to stop mentioning your name on my platform. I'm giving you 2 weeks. We will come back to Akwatia. We will come and survey the road. We will come and see work done. We will come and see baby awaye edwuma do. Na ye kodru o na ye babehwe. Na we yi machines na free kwan so a. From that day, remember, we will make sure you lose the seat come 2028. Me, I don't mince words. The people, they have voted for you because you have started something. Complete it. I am not going to show you where to go find funds. Senka unya sikam fanya kwaina, anka you will not put excavator on it. Mr. Where is that one? Yes. Inti the young people in Akwetiano, omudi hope ni believe you be mu. So media, I'll congratulate you. I will tell you I've done a good job. I'm not the type who is going to sit here and say, and this your power. Where we need power. No. I am here for the Akwatia people. I want the NDC to hold on to this seat for years. And it is what you will do from now. And the bit say NDC will hold on to this seat for years. I'm giving you 2 weeks. I will come to that constituency. Before I enter the constituency, I will open the phone lines and ask them about the roads. After I open my phone lines and talk to them about the road, now I will send my team to Akwatia. They will come and film. Now me catch row and if you fail to complete the road now what's starting now, me echo Boadu, I will make sure you lose the elections. Remember Bian Trankran say Akwatia for you. Tonight they are watching me. They are on their phones, they are on their TVs, they are listening. No crime to my culture say I'm being honest with you. We should not underestimate what the people the young people today need sympathy. When you tell them something, do it. So you, Mr. Bediakon, collaborate or cooperate with your MC to make sure, and I'm not going to blame the MC. This one, it is you I'm going to hold responsible. Because I finally started time I by election. I am not going to hold any MC because we don't vote for MC. The MC's face was not on the sheet. But it is your collaboration with the MC never my way easy. So you being now elected, you'll be sworn in very soon. Work with your MC and make sure those roads are done. Masa, me pewasem. I like your composure. You are a gentleman. You speak eloquently, smart. You have shown to say you are matured to go to parliament. You need to deliver, and you need to fix the roads now. We're starting. Media make catch you. I am very excited. I am happy for you. I am so excited. Today is my birthday, and one of the greatest birthdays. In fact, I started on a panel and say, and I was so winning, and you have won convincingly. I am very excited for you. But the work is about to start. People like us, we are not praise singers. We just don't fall for anything. In politics, I have seen a lot. Me, I don't have a friend in politics. I have people I talk to in politics. No politician is my friend. And if you know some NDC people, you can ask them. If you know some NPP people, you can ask them. Me, politician is not my friend. I talk to politicians, but no politician is my friend. I have nothing for any politician and say, because of you, wunti, and I say wunti. I'm saying, get those roads fixed. Akwatia needs to be for the NDC for the next 42 years. And you have to start that journey. So NDC be keep Akwatia for the next 42 years. It will start with you. Ochina, Nyameboa, make an official statement to Akwatia 4 and let them know, reaffirm, say Ekwano, you will make sure it is done. Give them your word and deliver. That is the only way that you will enjoy a parliamentarian, whatever you are going to be. But you will not be happy. I will not make you happy. I will make sure they vote against you in 2028. It is an open year. With all due respect to you, congratulations. Make sure that Ekwano must start, you complete it. Oh, Asimedu galamse oye na omudi ni galamse for the dasem kokono ene no mo yehu dide no we yi baby he be 30 hwenenim ayese yede koto bese so ututu wig na ehye na ayese nchene boto inkurase for ma Asimedu adwuma be na wo ye okrom ho a ono Asimedu legitimate wo galamse girlfriends o hweba ko jeans cocaine jeans bi ehye no ayese oton bidie e Uzbekistan Obabesia wakasa ne ho fifire uyi ne ho ntade ne tum fifire ode nam ho ondware o omosa de koda piglets shobenim fia wayi baby hair ensumpo yede afetu ne yi yegu nti ho ne ho fifire ne ho activator ne ho nyenyenyenyenyenye ade ya na nke pese galam se ni ye mpena no ebedi MP odwan say Jimmy forum di MPP achi o omuto aba mo nwene omnim nyansa inketesi amwasi so MPP betena abemu 8 years moy moto inketenkete mo kasa nyina mo ho fifire se mo pepa Greece ho ewo United Kingdom abegina ho Asimedu adwuma ben we kreti a mo draws inketenkete fruit of the loom draws se moto a moto den abegina mo ntiase mo Akwatia kuro mo dia because your boy galamse ni Asimedu ama your boy galamse ni adwuma wa ma obi concession enti te sia no ya ma Asimedu mo ko friend no ma chiro mu di nkyira mo so betuma chiro di a Asimedu na ma no fia se bucket 32 bucket no mo ko friend Asimedu se o ma chiro myself nkyira mo so betumi a aden a Asimedu why galamse ama yenya ho mfaso galamse fo ne yeda enti ye de galamse queens GQ ena mo nanam Akwatia ho GQ for where you baby hair o the activator ni you be abom asra na oho anwa o che obi a o na wo pra Cinderella dem oho bawe se echire asenkre aprenken sma abegina ho ye ntiase ye behwewa sum ena moto na Jimmy obesia ye de ani ate o ye de ani ate enkwasiasam saa Mr. P. They are too attached to the party. They don't have conscience. Party no mudi achiro. Ena yati girls for Bawumia, boys for Bawumia, girls for Kennedy. And they use almost toilet papers. They are so attached to the party. They don't listen to the facts. They don't listen to diebe to my boom. Ukobu so say juma ben ya an ye de wa unim Asumedi efa me boy ni galamse no me ya a space to space. Ne draws num. Oba be ma fie onko. Omu se waso DSTV a no dam paso emoni angwa na emu ase omo ho sepriki of entitlement fruit of the loom girls galamse queens 2020 I played a video here the entitlement MPP for I bit my lip but we can still do the show don't worry the entitlement what MPP for ho
NPC, ya masaja mutama ya nano, ya da base.
Nipo mo Jimmy Power we are see MPP for. Mami fo pen fo mutu nyina fu dwune o. Ai so mo mami ewu aden a asebe si MPP mu. We suan hwante kope, hwe ne yam, hwe na ne tikitiki se big pen. Wa bodu kuma ne sane, we suan adentra asebe si won gran MPP mu. We mu na ono mbetechire man no, omwe Jimmy Anti kope, on a nebo dukuro, kope, We swam and the hunter say eku for the dollar. Jimmy, Jimmy, utu omo for nye. Oma ete toilet mumwa. Uyi oma ulti for on sanka omo. Odo to pledge to for Jimmy. And that is what is happening to our Akwatia. When your quotation, you know, the better than Jimmy ho. Adeba ko e dangerous so obi Jimmy no ni Bible mu. A dangerous thing. Adeba ko hu wiase. Say NPP ni we Jimmy a osanim Bible mu. De bia meka me say se bi so okoto NPP ni na so okoto asantini a oye NPP ni a na okoto wo wa mantam wo ne jai asantini asantini ni ndili. So okoto cobra waso le ni obeka waku na hu asantini oye NPP ni a asantini oye NPP ni no problem. Ukohia asantini oye NPP ni a ani cobra wo wure ma mantam asantini ni boduom na ni cobra ne nko na sa asantini no jai na sa asantini NPP ni no obi a we Jimmy a osani Bible mu ni Jimmy ni no the Bible justify the Jimmy no eye den na maame panyini a wawo afa ho afa oba na wakogina station waboduku esuma wuyam a trase kotra wanwa anti. The next story I be person come was but before e bekoso no I would like to say this man a friend of eye Musa Dankwa, we are not supposed to play with this man. Biya mejuma when the field. Now, this man is a pollster. In recent times, in the history of Ghana politics, or one of the most credible pollsters in Ghana, we cannot underestimate. Now, I'm speaking to the NDC. Musa Dankwa, projections, any predictions are, which is backed by research, backed by science, factual research, okay, say election way, by election way, from our research or my year, and yet hearsay, and yet speculative, research on the ground, practical research backed by maths and science, He was able to tell Ghana for say from our research or my year, the NDC was going to win this election by 55%. Today, the NDC are lingering around 53 to 55% in these elections. It is not easy for somebody to go out there and go into a community, research, go down and get to know, say, this is how it is going to look. At the end of the day, say, this is where it's going to, this is how it's going to look. And this is not the first time Musa Dankwa predicted elections in Ghana. In fact, he predicted John Mahama's victory. He has predicted so many elections in Ghana. It is shocking to know, say, margin of error, no credit some time, and now we start to ask ourselves, how is he able to get it so right and so close? I know the NPP as a political party, Omo Jimmy. Say, NPP Nimnyansa, from the time Musa Dankwa starting a year polls or Ghana, analysis, papa, research, papa, back in the polls, majority of the polls, and so far, the NPP will sit down and at least say, on your NPP ni, now your NDC ni, at least his track record should tell the party, say, this is a guy who is credible. We need to at least look at the things he does, look at his data, and work on ourselves. But it is looking like the NPP no more Jimmy. Now, my advice will go to the NDC. This man is an asset, a Ghana asset. Whatever he's doing, he's getting it right. I don't know, I don't care about his political affiliation. So far, from Ejuma wa yeri nyina kire say, Eban Ejuma dia, it is not about liking this person or not liking this person, or believing in this party or not believing in this party. He has stayed in the middle to do the job diligently and neutrally. And the projections are in normal day polling, it's difficult to even come 20% to a predicted number. But, and then with Timia Pruvacha Ghana for say, Musa Dankwa, the projections and then the research, we cannot underestimate and take it for granted. I would like to send an advice to the NDC. In the future, so Musa Dankwa ever out with any kind of polls or prediction, it does not go well for the NDC, that will be the time for you people to look at the post, his research, to correct your mistakes. That will not be the time for you people to be criticizing him. That will not be the time for you people to be going after him. He is doing his job. And from what I have seen, over the years, he has tried to make us understand, research, data analysis, being practical and truthful, it helps shaping political parties, shaping messages, and also shaping results of elections. And see, my message to the NDC is say, today, this man is getting everything right, and it is not like just hearsay. He's getting it right in your favor. If tomorrow, you being in power, so Musa Dankwa conduct any research, no Babon Tibeka said, the NDC, this does not look good for you. You are not going to survive this. You people should take it in good faith and correct your mistakes. So he should be the benchmarker. The NDC, that is a party in government, that is always protecting and defending its policies and making sure it keeps power. These are polls. These are people, you take their submissions and I said they are doing their research in good faith. You cannot underestimate Musa Dankwa's work. You cannot underestimate the worker Musa Dankwa does in Ghana. You see, at a point, you will say NPP for turned around to insult Musa Dankwa every single day. Musa Dankwa before election 2024, and the projections about Bontene, and nobody has been able to come out to say Musa Dankwa, the projection of the Bontene, the research that backs it, nobody has been able to bring counter any argument that has contradicted Adia Musa Dankwa eye. We saw it before election 2024 and even recently. The NPP, Miracle Abuaje is part of the reasons NPP is losing membership. And you see, a some way, man way, eka some way, omo didi na temu sahe. The amount of money Miracle Abuaje is making out of the Bawumia campaign is crazy. Sika Miracle Abuaje enya. Because Bawumia Jimmy, onimu nyansa. So they have seen Bawumia's weakness. They have seen, Mahamudu Bawumia is a cash cow. And this boy Miracle Abuaje, Oma adapted strategy, we say, Oma to make close Bawumia adjunct to the point to say, South foolish boys where they know that the kind of politics and communication surrounding Bawumia, the bad omen, the bad publicity, Bawumia's credibility, that is terrible. No? These people have been able to create an impression to Bawumia to say everything out there is so rosary, it is beautiful. Musa Dankwaka, the people who are destroying the NPP and destroying Bawumia is this boy called Miracle Abuaje. The day Bawumia will change this boy, Bawumia's campaign will change positively. So now Akwatia is a joker. It's a reflection of what will happen in the 2028 elections. And we sit in Ghana, it do some time, I know say, we take it lightly. We think, this is a joke. When Musa Dankwa comes out with any polls, any research, now NDC, it goes against you. You have to gather your intelligent team, your research team, to look into what Musa Dankwa is saying. Sebio or say Enkoye Mamo as a political party. That will not be the time for you people to be attacking him because he is doing his job. The NDC should not be stupid like the NPP. You need to take these things into consideration. So Musa Dankwa tomorrow, next year, next 6 months, or back out with any research, you say the economy, this is not going well for the NDC. You people are supposed to work on it. That is not the time to fight him. NPP for Jimmy, they hate to be corrected. They hate for people to tell them that these things they are doing is wrong. The NDC should not fall for that. You should not copy the NPP. That is stupid. Anytime Musa Dankwa speaks, anytime Musa Dankwa will come out and make a speech about the government, research the data, we should accept it as a political party in power and correct our mistakes. If any NDC communicator, minister or MP tries to go after Musa Dankwa, so or back out with any kind of pose, I will come after you. Because at least I am looking at Musa Dankwa's track record and continuously he has proven himself. Onya akwana wa semfantefo pa no benefsin. Ontisa smart sapon kurasini na otumika se ne maame ewunti research bi oyeye no anyeye. This is a credible guy who has been consistent in his delivery. He has put a lot in his trade. And we as a political party, we as a government, the NDC, you need to learn, you need to accept. If in the future, Musa Danko Babo until Bekachira say, when you able to lose election, by election, general election, you people should sit with the data, analyze it, research it, and correct your mistakes. And we as a nation, we need to hold this guy in high esteem. And it's not just the NPP, NDC, the whole political party in Ghana. Now, say, at least, you're credible. Now, what is happening down there? You need to understand, say, Musa Dankwa over the years. Ghana for appreciating what is good. If Musa Dankwa was in any other country, Musa Dankwa would be one of the most respected people in that country. My message to the NDC is simple. Do not allow some foolish people to deceive you. Musa Dankwa is an independent pollster. Whatever he comes out with, even if it is positive for the NDC, work on it to make it better. If it is negative, going against the NDC, work on it and correct your mistakes. And that is the only way you as a political party, you can stay in power for good. NPP, and it is possible by where is your message? It is possible. Tell us what Bawumia can do. It is possible. Bawumia is an idiot. He cannot deliver. It is possible. The economy, the dollar is at 17. It is possible. Schools now, it is possible. Galamsey is swallowing us. It is possible. Corruption, it is possible. A free SHS in Korani wu eduanene, it is possible. Kwasia win anti Ghana ye, it is possible. It is possible. It is possible. Okwa na Jimmy no swatam sikamano. Ko press conference. Okwa na Samere and Jimmy no watam sikamano. Ko press conference. A whole MPP and there was ade akana ipeaba. Makach them with some Jimmy. Sa kwasi ampeji we asaba. Osi we di akana ipe. Ba omia so Jimmy nti obegina ho akana ipe. They have started. Or the akana ipe. Diana ba omia betuma ye akana ipe. Bawumia, the track record in yo, Akana Epe. Bawumia is the most corrupt politician in Ghana. Indirectly, he does not show his face, but he's more dangerous. Akana Epe. Bawumia, and you're head of police council. Ye bonko photo ewa boko. Kusa cinema prisi for one kaso. Akana Epe. Ye kunipat 2020 elections. Akana Epe. Mahamudu Bawumia as the economic whisked. Oti Ghana economic team no sono dollar could do 17 FX committee akana ipe Mahamudu Bawumia ofri abemuno na inflation and 54% akana ipe Ghana's debt to GDP baby akoduni akana ipe in konfo we Jimmy it's a siano they are going to answer every question with akana ipe the same way they did. It is possible, and it is the same miracle Boadu akotra ni eguna ni ase. They are using Bawumia to make money. Bawumia is their new cash cow. Mahamudu Bawumia, he is their new cash cow. Omo say Bawumia or you weak-minded. He is not smart. Bawumia is not a politician. Bawumia is a comedian. So, Boys way, they are political insects. They are using Bawumia to build their empires. And every time when you question them about their result, because Edi Bawumia about 2024 election, he recorded the worst numbers in the history of Ghana. Who will keep this boy there? Jimmy, who we employing no? Because they don't have any standard. Now, the Nipane Ejumana any standard, only standard. That is why they are back again. Akana ipe. And Obusa say Bawumia den obetuma ye o akana ipe. Omudi Jimmy Bawumia is their new cash cow. Miracle Boadu, they will use him, they will take money. Boy, yeah, the nim say wobai. Omoba me inbox me so obema me kere Japan information. Boy, yeah, the nim say wowi. So Kofi and the encans. Sa kwasi ya so the kere information. Sa kwasi afo they are using Bawumia as a cash cow. These are criminals. And Bawumia no na adwene wo fom. Enti onene kasa odwene say on pen asem. Utunu no ojine to no sa no Jimmy. The fact of the case is say these people are lying to you. The Ghanaian voter will never vote for you. The Ghanaian voter, the intelligent Ghanaian voter, for 8 years, nobody is going to fucking vote for Bawumia. Now, akwa we buy no nyansa ben or the buy. Now, okojina eye asempa miracle Boadu. Eka kire Ghana for say, oh. Adiane de yento abano ewo internet so no osa kodru eye yeto abano oluzi ye no so munim se Bawumia Jimmy polling station no so oluzu abano wie na oje Bawumia sika diwie no he just came back to justify why Bawumia Jimmy afero wasabetra Facebook or TV so or betra radio so oh na say social media, any polling station, but you need to find means to get to the people. What will make somebody leave what they are doing to walk to the polling station? That thing that is going to make the person move, is you sending the message to the person. Now, can you be on the person 24/7 by knocking at their door? No. You cannot be walking into every single house at Okankwe South. You cannot be entering every single home in Kumasi. But you can use social media to talk to 700,000 people every 2 minutes. So that thing that is going to make somebody move from their home to go vote for you, is the consistency in your message and consistently reminding them. You are in Accra. How many times can you talk to my people in Ayeldo? You cannot leave Accra every day and go to 700 houses in Ayeldo. And one person that what he's talking about, a defeated your answer. Social media was at the polling station. When somebody leaves their home to come to the polling station to vote, it is because of the information they have consumed. So it is the social media that is enticing, that is making that person move from where they are to cast their ballot. Without the social media consistently convincing the person and showing the person the fact, nobody is going to walk from their home to the polling station because the polling station is constant. It is there. Without a voter, the polling station will just be sitting there. They will record 0 for you. But until the voter makes a move, so we need a catalyst that is going to make the voter make the move. If that catalyst is not there, the voter is not going to move. And what is the catalyst? The catalyst is the message. And how is the message going to get to the voter? Is by going through social media to reach millions of them. Because you cannot knock at every door physically, but you can, through electronic ways, through data, through applications, you can knock at 100 million doors. So that catalyst is what is making the voter walk to the polling station to vote for you. Even though physically social media is not there, social media is bringing the voter to vote. Where Jimmy Makacha Baumia say, I swear to God, me and my team, give us 3 months. We can change the NPP, the frame, how NPP looks. Me, if you give me 1 year, I can make Baumia president. Apokai. But you see, Jimmy, they don't understand what they are doing. These are young, dirty boys. They are hungry. They need money. Baumia is a cash cow. Obiako obenya biedi. Samere ono pictures no pe. Na obi otumi nam dwom. Ni etwa picture no otumi frɛ photographer sama menhwe. She does not care. She is a model. Ono no senya ne to be fe ne hia no. Senya obi hwe no, ono ogina wa samere or hwe de o hwe no. Enye de oye. And these are the kinds of people Omugu NPP mu say they can change something about Bawumia and the NPP as a political party for people like myself, people who think like myself to walk to the ballot. You are stupid. Musa Dankwaka, Bawumia can never win any elections with Eddie and this boy. Never. This boy is daft. This boy is monkey brain. I don't know form a fun si. Where okuta monkey brain. Ofuduano esi, ofuduano esi. Ohu baby onda, so onda dua so onda fomo. Okuta monkey brain. The inner monkey acts monkeyish. Okuta monkey brain. Ofu no esi. He's not consistent about his message. He does not even know the direction of what he's saying. And these people are making millions out of the cash cow because Bawumia is not smart. Because the NPP as a political party is filled with daft people. I can. I don't even know why you people, I never say. What Dinkwasi Asem will lose elections? What's that Kotina power as defending your stupid action? Ne won't for party. It is possible. It is possible. And then can I pay? Jimmy. We or your MP for a year new job in South. Your friend Ochibefi. This guy, he needs to resign. Okay? We need some decency in our politics. We cannot allow the frogs to take everybody for granted. This is a member of parliament who makes laws. Ojina TV so say election the party name we near, he will resign as a member of parliament. Jesus Christ. We cannot see this as a joke. You see, for some time now, we have allowed foolish people to enter our politics. And as we are resetting this nation, for us to take our parliamentarians and parliament as a whole important, such twerps are supposed to be given or shown the exit. Jimmy Fowe should not go back to his constituency and call himself an honorable MP, standing on national television to tell us. Because you see, this is a manner. One, to be a member of parliament, we, the constituents, one, you are supposed to show us respect, and we, people of Ghana, you need to show us that respect. Now, for you to boldly stand on national television to tell Ghana for say about where we near, you will resign as a member of parliament, we need to take those words serious. In fact, if anybody in his constituency wants to sue him, I will pay every single dime. Constituents are almost the constituency. In fact, any Ghanaian, in fact, myself, anybody who wants to sue this guy based on his statement as a member of parliament, I will support the person to sue this guy in parliament, in court. Because you see, we are not supposed to allow such fools in Kwasiafo say. They don't respect the words they tell us every day. Nipa be say, in some bano, they don't mean it. They don't respect us. Omu ye say Jimmy, yeni eto abama asa le frog way, aponchireni way, eko parliament. Now you have entered parliament. Nobody forced you to go to Akwatia to tell Ghana, as a member of parliament, to tell your constituency, say election way, anko where you will resign. It is your own words. Inti, sa Jimmy way no, we are not supposed to allow such a fool to go back to parliament to make laws for us. Because a fool like this that we cannot respect, how can we take this fool's word? From tomorrow, from Ochina, Kwasiawe, Adentina was a Ghana ni, a friend honorable. Jimmy Fowe, I didn't also Ghana ni, say I respect this guy. Because this guy, we cannot take his word. This is a mad fool who, at the end of the day, does not respect his constituents and respect Ghanaians. Somebody should take him on. You see, say anya sanyoma way, enyi sankwasiafo sebi free politics mua. We will still be breeding animals and kwasiafo ma. We will be breeding weak-minded, stomach-bloated fools to be working and parading in our parliament. How can anybody take such a fool serious? We insist that this frog resigns from parliament. So when I resign every parliament, I will never consider this frog as a member of parliament. I will see him as a fool, and I will always make sure I refer to him as a fool who's representing fools. Because so a constituency like New Jabin South, statesman, Sebio, Obia Unko Skuda, Wako Skuda, Wako sign when you move free at to Mahama Akwatia. Now I beg Gina TV so I catch a Ghana for say, take my word. If they don't win the elections, he will resign. Now that I want a new job in. Now so your MP, then you have a mental problem. And with all due respect, Manusi Suminaso, New Job in South or Hinia Woho, at this point, you should be making a statement. The Council of State for Woho, more the Regional House of Chiefs Woho, way am MP. Ojina TV so so I expect New Job in South or Hinekesi Ohono to speak. Because this guy is representing every single person New Job in South and every Ghanaian. Into where we are Hine Wohono, I was Ubu, you need to make a statement on this. You need to tell this guy to put his seat down. In Mebuna Omo New Jabin, they need to demonstrate. We need a press conference to insist that this frog resigns from parliament. Because now he is the enemy of the people, and we expect the young people our New Jabin. They need New Jabin South. We need them to come out. They need to demonstrate. Yes, because we are taking his word as a member of parliament. His words are important to us. We need to make sure, because Kwasiampeyiwe or New Job in South, the Oyana say a year ba not yasiye, outdoor ba not yasiye, party ba no tiasie into why no ho party MP a year MP oni okro de sika baba se mbonsa into New Job in South for na mo ya MPP for no omo kwase ampanyi sekusie bi a wo som no onim nyansa onfam puntio mba why no local MP not one and kwasiade. So we need to make sure say yes sa kwase ampanyi we he is kicked out of parliament. Yes, because I am a taxpayer. Because sa kwase ampanyi we ebe gina wenim na say omal promise or your campaign promise which what shows say kwase ampanyi we your friend Ochibefi he will fulfill the promise. Akwa we abegina mwenim ka kire mo say monsanto abama me 2028 die na kire se kwase ampanyi we on dada New Job in South for die na kire se o mbu ohini nanimtia die na kire se ohun mo so omagimi because you cannot take his word into sa kwase ampanyi we begina wenim ochina say your campaign na monto abama na okaso meye we ya aboa kura onam New Job in South no. Why should that animal take this guy's word? This guy is a dirty, filthy liar. And we need to insist to say he resigns from parliament. This matter is not dead. Mr. P, Mr. S, make a poster that we will add to the criminals list. And get me the picture of the paramount chief of Ekrona Oye MP Wasuno. Attach the paramount chief's picture to his picture. Attach the paramount queen's picture to his picture. And send me every single day. Every single day, I will let the world know. Politicians, I'll be back to speak on this matter. This is not a joke. Ochibe, if you say he will resign, say Akwatia MP elections, no NPP Luzia. Kwasiato, is the God you serve a lying God? Is he a deceitful God? Modi munkwasi asema na makoshe nyankopon echi nyankopon obi ehun ne da why we fu se the obo side drum ewo Johannesburg. The God you serve is a dear God. Is the God you serve a deceitful God? Yeah, these are his numbers in 2024. The numbers in ye onya any strong candidate bia he needs to resign in 2024. The voter onyaye 32,000 and NDC near or hono enya 23,000. On should any strong candidate bia onya 56% and this is 41%. So he's not any extraordinary candidate bia or what a New Job in South. Kwasi ampenyi we in 2020 onya 47,000 and this is 20,000. 2024 onya 32,000 and this is 23,000. From 47,000 to 32,000. This guy will boom for no more Job in South no ko we wiemu pank we wini. From 2020 no 47,000. Obedu 2024 now the number start here about 32,000. It shows clearly say where Jimmy Fua they need to get rid of him. He's not supposed to be the MP. He needs to resign. Ochibe fini munyansa. Intermediate what I will do no team. Pick Ochibe's number. Pick his picture. Pick Oman Hinia or what a corona or this no picture. Oman Himana or di a corona no picture. Put these three together. I will add it to my list here. Every single day. Make I no. Make I ohine say on na so kromfo a on kan okreso as an MP. We insist to say ahemfo mo hono bekasa. Omo be frɛ na ka chen say asemesi yesrawo. Asem akokan ye no ye pese wodi wakonwa to wo. Every say me ohine ameti akrampo no say me di ntam na metwa tro a ye betum ato akonwa. We insist so ohine no mantuma anya sa na moso mo ye corrupt as this guy. Ohima na muti krom ho no say mantuma insist say Ochibefi and resign, then you are equally corrupt at him. And men fan chemo, media ma catch them. Men fan chobia because on one and wasem. Then a chess say, in Koran Baba wa omo a ye New Job in South. Akwasi paying will be Jinakas will be so. So Ochibefi needs to leave. He needs to resign. There's nothing like apologies. Nobody's going to take any stupid apology because all kasana battery share the two. All kasana bento and share the two. All kasana na fifre ten to onimnyansa no kan de okan no because na onim or sure of what he's saying. Enti mesramo sanka MPP we need seat na anka kwase ba betra TV3 Oba Joy News, like I say, I told you I was going to resign if we had lost the elections. In the end, send people lose here. This foolish twerp, this frog, Jimmy Way, he needs to resign. Apologies, yeah, accepting waha. Apologies, yeah, accepting waha. It is our question, Way. We expect to say Ochina, he will put in his resignation. Another by-election needs to happen at New Jabin South. Now, what the amount from India grow? I have for now more New Jabin South, no, mon family called India grow. What the amount to say, Mumpumutu, now we said the Monty ye. What the amount what to say, the Akos Monty ye, yet the Monimbe to form. Men I may catch them. This point, I'm showing the respect. All the respect to you because Minister will be making the right decision. At this point, me mamu all the respect because me say Sebio, moya hemfo, moya sofo mpenifo, Sebio mubedi no kre ama dia esino wa twene to efra akonwa no so. Sa motina wo ye mo sa monte ya, mema mate. Mema ewiase ene Ghana fo nyina hu ahenie na mudi no, mo credibility amudi di sa ahenie no e wo New Jabin South. Me Boadu o. Me buobia, but the law is the law. Principles are principles. As simple. All right, now, I told you, sir, we'll be talking about a year. Tokonu. A year, Madam Tokonu, aya pamano every a year, the Supreme Court of Ghana because of a year misbehavior, corruption issues, and in Yomebia, na enisa oya, why ye. Now, yate. Afenyomakina oye Tokonu adam for pa. It is so interesting, and you see, in some say no, we shouldn't joke with it. Sycophancy, hypocrisy, in Kofua, omuya hypocrite, omon kanokre no, omon say mine. Nipa on kanokrebia or dangerous. And this is the I'm so NPP near on kanokra. Now we share one NPP on kanokra. In fact, Chechere NPP ni bodium because we want to better than NPP ni on kanokre. And a typical example of a liar, a politician who is a liar, a sycophant and a hypocrite is this guy Akakaru right it home. I your friend Afinyomakin, aka Kasungu, aka content creator. This guy has no respect for Ghanaians. This guy has nothing your friend says self-respect. Now, Madam Tokonu ebesine nobody in Ghana or say he or she does not agree with the decision of Madam Tokonu being sacked as the Chief Justice of Ghana and also being sacked as a judge in Ghana. No? None of these people have been able to produce one document, one document, a year. I just want to say they've not been able to provide one constitutional statement, anything that proves to say a kwai na Madam Tokonu constitution didn't fast no sa kwai na enya kwai pa. The argument has always been about moral argument, and the Madam Tokonu issue I pound the free Supreme Court no, it is not moral argument. We are talking about constitution and how the constitution was applied. So making a moral argument about Madam Tokonu being sacked, or losing her job, it does not justify say Madam Tokonu should not be sacked. Morally, you can decide to think the way you want to think, but until you are able to prove with evidence and facts to debunk or try to prove or disprove the constitution, say senior constitution you apply is wrong, then you cannot. Until you are able to do that, you cannot sit anywhere else and tell Ghana for say Madam Tokonu na ye no sebio Ghana ye boom raso a Ghana constitution and a two Tokonu. It wasn't an individual. Article 1469 and then a share Ghana for a share a leader of the republic John Mahama to do what he had to do because John Mahama NTA article 1469 na and kasa constitution na between to John Mahama free so John Mahama is just a tool in the hand of the constitution. John Mahama is a tool. He is a pen in the hand of the constitution, the 1992 constitution of the Republic of Ghana. At this point, what the NPP seek to do now is to politicize Tokonu's sack by the constitution. It is the constitution of the Republic of Ghana and the PAM Tokonu. Now, it's so interesting. This Afenyomakin, na Owukrumha. Now, we are going to discredit you. We don't have time for banter. We will discredit with facts. Afenyomakin, in 2017, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo about power. When Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo eyi Charlotte Osei free a yes electoral commission, that was the first time in the history of the Republic of Ghana Charlotte and EC boss president go through a process to sack her. A lot of people raised issues about how Charlotte Osei was treated and how she was not given the hearing ear. How Charlotte Osei was not given any room. Charlotte Osei and her two deputies. Even with that, people raising concerns, still Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo went ahead to make sure say Charlotte Osei constitution na da ho no. Sa constitution no any Charlotte Osei and the deputies edi. Afenyomakin went to sit on TV and he defended Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's action. He defended the 1992 constitution because Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and his government then based their actions on the 1992 constitution, Article 1469, to make sure Charlotte Osei is kicked out of power. And today, when you hear this content creator, this political liar, sit anywhere else to tell you, so, oh, we will deal with it at the right time. CJ's removal. There's nothing to deal with. Let's go and listen to Afenyomakin, the hypocrisy and the lies. You cannot trust these NPP people. This is how Afenyomakin defended the NPP when they came into power in 2017, how they used the constitution to get rid of Charlotte Osei. Ye office na, omu ye den, omu yi Charlotte Osei no, Osei, one, enya president ni ne yi Charlotte Osei. Na eye constitution no ene yi Charlotte Osei. That was his statement. Osei petition na omu troye na omu jina so edipam Charlotte Osei as the EC boss no. Enya gabi ochedako na troye. Enya bedie tuo na troye. Enya obi na troye. Ena osaka sa no Osei. Every time be a person you develop institutions, they will try to find a way to go after the institutions. You know what he was trying to say? He was trying to say, a buying, take a decision to make sure, institution be nkosi ye. Na said the right things should be done. Na ye ne Ghana for ye kasetia a decision na a buying eteki. Say presidency receive petition na or act on the petition pe na ye ne Ghana for we are fighting the presidency. This is the defense Afenyomakin etna TV so catch the Ghana for when Akufo-Addo in 2017 decided say was say Charlotte Osei or permanent every EC office. He made his point. In fact, at a point, Charlotte Osei the positions ni binana de manana no omo NPP for ntiase no. Oma the last guy, sa the last guy ya kwasi campaign the last guy. The last guy ya Afenyomakin ene Gabi Ochedako de ko school e UK. Sa kwasi the last guy ya Nansei Afenyomakin yenya issue e parliament or the case de court no. LGBT anti-LGBT case no. Afenyomakin man de court the same the last guy. This is what they have been doing for years. But what I want you to understand and say, he made it clear, say, constitution no, constitution no, and then ye Charlotte Osei free ho. Na Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. That was the same thing when Akufo-Addo put his presidency on the line. These are the same people today. They are fighting Ghanaians. Adentina, Madame Charlotte, Madame Tokonu. Also for the same process. They have a problem. Adentina Ghana for year penny. Why are we allowing it? It is political. We need to create a new law to protect some people at some very important places. This is the same Afenyomakin. Otna news for Ghana for say. It is not the president who sacked Charlotte. It was the 146 Article 146(9). And no sake Charlotte Osei. Into why are we saying say Akufo-Addo ne pamo Charlotte Osei? John Dramani Mahama allowed the 146(9), the same 146(9) our constitution no, to go through. The due process was adhered to. But also and no, kwasiafo we MPP for we nya opportunity No man catch Ghana for say John Mahama Pamo Tokonu. But when they were sacking Charlotte Osei, using the same procedure, the same due process, the same 1992 constitution, the same 1469, they said Nana the Dan Kweku Fado did not sack Charlotte Osei. Now in fact, a constitution and a sacking Charlotte Osei. Kwasia we ba betina TV so ochina. Obebo tai Phoebe, abeka catch Ghana for say or a minority leader, onimunyansa chen. This is a filthy liar. The law is the law. And this is something they have been doing for years. When we say talk on what we start here, the NPP deliberately decided to politicize it. But to date, they have not been able to state one article that the due process, and I say the constitutional president will be a breaking any law when it comes to the process now. They have not been able to cite one infraction. They have not been able to cite one infraction. They have not to say Samra where the president buso, Samra where the nipa we buso, entina Madam no sake no, it is not right. They have not been able to do that. The same procedure, the same due process, Ekufuado, Ede Charlotte Osei femu no, the same due process, and na tokonu femu, and so almost say Ekufuado the end na a constitution the pamon Charlotte Osei, but tokonu the end Mahama na nimu Harry. Ɔno na yɛtani enti yɛmfa nhyɛ Mahama nkwasiafoɔ ma wei ɛnɛndɛ ɔmo di MPP n'anim. They have no principle. They are not people you can trust. They don't have the intelligence to be honest. They see every single Ghanaian and say ye Jimmy. Until every time when they get the opportunity, they just want to lie and think say we will absorb it and just follow them like sheep. So what is credible about this guy? What is credible about this guy that Ghana ni awoko school onimunyansa onko school kro onimunyansa Ghana ni otoaba? Why should any Ghanaian onimunyansa listen to this idiot? Because they are the same thing, but he's trying to justify one and trying to make one somebody's intentions. He's justifying one. But when it comes to Ekufuado's decision he took, it wasn't Ekufuado's fault. It was the constitution. But when it comes to John Mahama's situation, when the John Mahama allowed the due process, John Mahama allowed the constitution to work, it is not the constitution, it is John Mahama. This is the kind of dirty politics and kwasiafo way ya. Enti every day biano, their numbers keep dropping. And Messi Megu party no 2028 Megu no. Because of these fools. Because of kwasiafo way, onyankopon wasoro ode nyansa duame mitirimu no Megu party no Megu no flat. Because me who say continuously, these people, the sense of entitlement and foolishness, now let me show you one sad thing happening in Ghana, and it's got to do with Madam Sophia Ekufu, the former Chief Justice of Ghana. Madam Sophia Ekufu also is on a journey, and the journey she's on are two destinations. One is to please her NPP that appointed her and made her a Chief Justice. And two, to try and discredit the same Council of State she is a member of, indirectly trying to embarrass the government. This old lady is on a journey to blow herself up. I respect her a lot. The capacity and position our feeling. Every time you are interested to hear what she has to say. Because at a point, this woman was in charge of all the laws. She was the headquarters of law. She led the judiciary. She was seen as somebody who would take her time, reason, go through the basic thinking process before she makes a submission or speaks. But interestingly enough, Madam Sophia Ekufu, she has decided to go on a trip. She believes that trip, the fallout she had with the MPP, it is going to incite or it is going to bring back that sympathy the NPP they have for her. And I say that fallout she had with the MPP, time and DDEP issued by now or Kassatia on one and call she now feels say she needs to be accepted again because party nigu and she wants to be on their good side. The second part of her journey is to discredit the Council of State position now or Timuno. She wants to discredit the Council of State, which indirectly she wants to use that to discredit the presidency. And I see that as a very sad situation. Because Madam Sophia Ekufu is a very intelligent woman. The only thing about this woman or Madam Ekufo is that the sense of entitlement, she feels this sense of entitlement. Our idea be say she is intelligent than anybody in Ghana. She's full of herself, with all due respect. She believes say asamoba na okebia obia submission bi obekebia no sa nipa no ejimi. She is the only intelligent person. Even when she's part of a decision making, what she tries to do is say she sometimes steps away from the group she's part of and make it look like say every single person in the group she's part of is stupid. She's the only wise one. And that is my biggest problem with Madam Sufai Kufu. Madam Sufai Kufu has served in a very good capacity as the former Chief Justice. And I don't expect Madam Sufai Kufu to be speaking only on emotions or speaking based on what we call her feelings about something. I expect to say, from what she has been through, her experience as a former Chief Justice, she wouldn't speak based on emotions, but she will speak on facts. She will speak to debunk facts. She will speak to make her case using the facts to prove to Yeni Ghana for say she is not just an ordinary state person or state woman. She is a state woman with enormous intelligence, experience when it comes to addressing fundamental laws, and I say the constitution and how we are supposed to approach its discussion. But it is looking like say Madam Sufai Kufu has thrown away all the experience, all the knowledge she picked as a former Chief Justice. She has dumped that somewhere, and she's going on this very slippery router. It is all about how she feels, her feelings, how she knows somebody, but she has forgotten to analyze the issues based on facts. Since Madam Sufai Ekufu started speaking on Tokonu's dismissal and sack from the judiciary, she has not stated any facts. Emma Nasam looking unique and different from the ordinary Ghanaian on the streets. Sometimes when she speaks and you listen, you ask yourself, say, does she even have any law background? Has she learned the law? Does she understand that before you speak against the constitution, before you disagree with the laws or due process, you need to have a counterfactual argument to prove, say, your case you are making, that is the reason why you do not agree to a specific decision that has been taken. And recently, since Madam Tokonu was sacked, I have seen that this woman has dropped from where she used to be, how we used to see her, the respect people like us used to give her, because at a point, she sat on TV and told some people that they have pin brain. But some of her utterances, her submissions on the sack of Tokonu, it is looking more like she is basically putting herself in the pin brain family. With all due respect, I respect this woman a lot. Now, these are some of the things she said about the Madam Tokonu issue, sacking her as the Chief Justice and also as a judge in Ghana. These are some of her statements. Or say, the allegations contained in petition lack the gravity that will lead to a grave outcome, such as the removal of the head of an institution of justice. Now, if you say the allegations contained in the petition, now, Madam Tokonu was given every room to defend herself. In fact, the president, when he received the petition, he actually gave Madam Tokonu 10 days, even though now Madam Tokonu asked for just 7 days. Madam Tokonu was given the room to look at the petition, the allegations in the petition. And you, as a judge, when people enter your courtroom, there is a reason why you give them the room to go for a lawyer, to express themselves, defend themselves with the facts, to prove their innocence. The process gave Tokonu all the room to prove her innocence. That is why Tokonu went for a lawyer. In fact, she went for 2 NPP lawyers. That is why the president gave Tokonu enough time to study the allegations in the petition. So you cannot just say that the petition, what are the allegations that were contained in the petition, they lack gravity. On what basis are you able to prove that they lack gravity? Were you, or do you have any counter facts to prove that the allegations that were contained in the petition lacked gravity? It is upon Tokonu and her lawyers to prove to the committee that the allegations lacked it, unless you have other ideas, unless you don't want to respect due process, unless you are being mischievous as a former Chief Justice who understands how the law works and how people are given the room to defend themselves. And when I heard her speak like this, I felt so bad. I felt like the woman that I respect is forcing herself to be part of the pin brain people that she has been referring to. Because if I make such statement, I have to make it. You can sit anywhere else and say, this guy, he does not have the know-how. He does not have the expertise. He does not have any knowledge about law. He has not been a lawyer before. He's not a judge. He has never sat in any high-profile case. So we can give it to him. But you, when you make such vague a statement without proving that the allegations in the petition, the gravity lacked what you say, it lacked that gravity, it means you are speaking out of emotions. You are making a moral argument. You are not making a factual argument. And moral argument can be made by anyone. But factual argument, it's always made by people who are intelligent enough to separate Gary from rice. So, but you as a person, I respect you, especially with the baggage you carry as an ex-Chief Justice and a legal professional, somebody who knows the law.
Really?
So, it's more of a moral argument than a factual one, not based on any fact. In someone I'll say, oh, Yabusana say, do you have a problem with the procedure, meaning the due process? She didn't really want to answer. Also, the whole thing has been an unnecessary situation. Later, also, the provisions, no, she has some problem with it. But as a former Chief Justice, she could not state one thing that she has a problem with. She vaguely threw it out there. Because you, as Madam Sophia Ekufo, I cannot just come and say, I have a question with you being appointed by Akufo-Addo as the Chief Justice. I need to prove beyond that for people to understand that I'm making a valid argument. It could be that I don't like you because of your name. It could be that because you have Ekufo in your name, it's making me think that you are a relative to Akufo-Addo. But I cannot just come and say, Madam Sophia, I don't know why they made you the Chief Justice. I need to prove. So if you, as a former Chief Justice, you have an issue with even the procedure or the due process that was put together for Tokonu to go through, you should have at least stated one infraction, something that is against that process that you are calling unnecessary situation, for people like us to understand where you are coming from. Because now you are speaking like anybody on the streets. In fact, if somebody comes and hears you speak on TV and does not know who you are or is not a Ghanaian, they will not even have an idea that you have any legal background. They will think that somebody just went to bring their mother to come and sit on TV to speak, because you are not making any argument from the statement you are making to prove that you have, with all due respect, the experience and with all due respect, the intelligence to make a case than the ordinary person walking on the street. Because just saying that the whole procedure or process was an unnecessary situation does not justify that the process was supposed to be done. If you want to prove to us that you are better, you have the experience, and that what you are making, the statements you are making, are not basically based on moral and basically based on speculation, you are supposed to go further than the argument Chairman Wontumi will make. Because the argument you are making is like Chairman Wontumi sitting on any radio stations to speak on the Tokonu matter. With all due respect to you, madam. With all due respect. Or see, there's always been a problem with Article 146. Or see, that article now, John Mahama, any president to be able to say Kufuor ejina so, and making sure the due process has been dealt, has happened. Or say she has always had a problem with the Article 146. We never knew she had a problem. She was Chief Justice for over 8 years or 8 years. She was just Chief Justice, I don't know the number of years, but it wasn't 8 years. She never spoke on Article 146, even when she was Chief Justice. When she was Chief Justice, she also received the same petition, but she never had an issue with Article 146 until today. Her party, her brother Ekufuado, and her friend Tokonu also had to go through the same process. So suddenly, she has always had a problem with the same Article 146 that she applied when she was Chief Justice. Into one baby Ofriba, she is picking and choosing. This is a woman I respect a lot. Dear, why you are caught in me? But at least she needs to prove beyond the say you are a former Chief Justice, you are a luminary, you are an intelligent person when it comes to the law. You cannot speak vaguely, because people like us are waiting for people like you with experience in the law to make a point that we can say yes, she based her argument on this fact. But you are basically speaking like a normal housewife who is relaxed at home and just telling us about what happened in the market. You are not basically distinguishing yourself from normal people on the street and a former Chief Justice and a judge of the Supreme Court. Now, you being a Chief Justice for 3 years, we handing over the judiciary to you for 3 years, it wasn't an easy thing. Now, how can you just sit on TV and make due process, constitution, yejina so take a decision, how can you just sit on TV to make it look like, say, the course illegal? Now, she went on to say this. She is saying, we should revise the constitution. The constitution reform team or revised committee, it is there. You have all the right to go to that committee and present, because you, being a former Chief Justice, I think they will listen to you than me. So if you have a problem with 146, if you have a problem with some things in the constitution, you cannot sit at home and put on makeup and make it look like it's not something that concerns you. You have every right to put those concerns together to give to the Constitutional Review Committee for them to look at it, because you are a former Chief Justice. You don't put on scarf, shine your face, wear glasses, and polish your grammar like we can't speak English. You can equally write your own piece and take it to where? Take it to the Constitutional Review Committee. You cannot just sit there and speak like a laywoman, with all due respect to you. You cannot bring down the level you have been so low that when you speak, we don't see any signs of somebody who has legal intelligence, with all due respect to you, madam. So, sometimes when we listen to you, after listening to you today, I was shocked, because your argument was all pushing you into the bracket of the pin-brain people. Because the pin-brain people, when they make arguments, they don't have any facts to base their arguments on. And that is what you have done today. You are forcing yourself to fall into the bracket of the pin-brain people. You have always been telling us that they are not smart enough to make a case, to be coherent, and to make intelligent submissions on national issues. You see, so a judge just sent me this. Former Chief Justice Sophia Ekufu's comment on the removal of former CJ Gertrude Tokonu is highly casuistic. The judges even have a problem with your submission on this matter, especially when you are a member of the Council of State that basically also received the petition and gave it a green light. So you are becoming a sycophant, with all due respect, madam. Now, let us know who Sophia Ekufu is. Is she a sycophant? Is she somebody we can basically sit back and say, You are a hypocrite. You are not being realistic and honest with Ghanaians. You are playing with the emotional part of the issue instead of you being factual and basing your arguments on evidence and facts. What she is trying to do and what we saw is that she's not being factual. She's being emotional. She's trying to make a moral argument instead of a factual argument. And anybody on the streets of Ghana, including Chema Wuntumi and Abronye, can make moral argument, emotional argument, and not anybody can make factual arguments. And you, as a former Chief Justice, when you get the opportunity to speak, you need to force us to understand that you are smarter than Chema Wuntumi. You are smarter than Abronye. You have been in that position before. You know the law. You are above majority of us. But when you make these baseless, fake, these weak arguments, it makes it difficult for us to see you the way we see you now. That's why I'm saying that I don't want to group you in that bracket of pin-brain old woman, because pin-brain people are not able to base their arguments on facts. Now, let's go into calculation a little bit. When we go back into history, this woman called Madam Sophia Kufu, she was the Chief Justice for 3 years. Now, this is something that we need to go back and analyze. When Charlotte Osei, people petitioned the president to say Yenyi Charlotte Osei, Madam Sophia Kufu had been appointed about 6 months. And when Madam Sophia Kufu was appointed as the Chief Justice, within that 6 months, Grandpa answer nobody bear 6 months, 8 months, no, she initiated the sacking of Charlotte Osei, and she initiated it and based everything on Article 146 that she is trying to tell us she has always had a problem with. The same Article 1469 that she's always had a problem with. It has been the same Article 419, or it was the same Article 419, or it is the same Article 419 she based on to make sure Charlotte Osei and her 2 deputies were sacked from the Electoral Commission. We are trying to let people understand, say, you're disrespecting penny for. But we need to correct them before they die. Because on say, maybe I do point to be now when now refuse now say correct what they say at Trono and say your money to be called womb. And that is what we are trying to prevent. Now, avoid contempt against committee probing EC officials. CJ warns, when Charlotte Osei assembly by Madam Sophia Kufu extra letter the Chile Ghana for say, Mema Obianka asem no ho asem kura o media so. Say unim na kwatena TV so na wo discuss it. Aya petition na ye de abre no, ye de abre president ye de abre no na. You are what court mraso, contempt of court at you. She basically wrote a statement and put it out. That is autocracy. Oka Obiaka kasabwa shen yem. This is Sophia Ekufu. They me born the video channel. She was the Chief Justice then. Time a petition no Nana Dankwa Ekufu gave the petition to her. Nana Dankwa Ekufu didn't give the petition to Charlotte Osei to study and her deputies. Like the way John Mahama gave the petition to Tokonu to study for 10 days. Nana Dankwa Ekufu received a petition against Charlotte Osei and her deputies. She did not give Charlotte Osei the room to even look at what is in the petition. No. He quickly gave the petition to Sophia Ekufu as the Chief Justice for the process to start working. In the time Ekodi di hono and release statement, I'm talking about Sophia Ekufu. Yeah. Avoid contempt against committee probing EC officials. Time petition kodu committee enim na omu probi petition no and at CJ Emma Ghana for nyina warning. Wa we ye bema ana oba obebusa question. Obe raise issue, obe question system no, you what contempt at show. You bet you what. This is the same woman who today is telling us, say, ya boni, emono, enche obe wunti, yentie ono nyansa, with all due respect. Now, when you read the story, this is what it says. Let me enlarge it. The facts are there. This is City. Date Sheso, December 19, 2017. Reading time 4 minutes read. What the 4 minutes kind story in a way. Inti facts in an amount. You read the story no. The Chief Justice, Sophia Ekufo, has formally constituted a committee to investigate the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Charlotte Osei, and her 2 deputies over corruption allegations leveled against them, with a caution to the general public to desist from making demeaning comments about their work. Mahami Way Eti Committee. Ekufo-Addo second petition no and the man as a Chief Justice then and on the Coma Committee, a committee, and on such a letter ma Ghana for so Bianca Nuntum. Nobody in Ghana. This was the warning from Madam Sophia Ekufo now to Wakasano. With all due respect to her. Me person who the kind of people, the pin brain people, no, and I make sure no. These are people we have to be careful about. Today, she's part of the Council of State. Now, I'll call the second paragraph. This is what it says. Already, some members of the opposition National Democratic Congress, NDC, have started criticizing the process, accusing the government of seeking to hound the EC boss, Charlotte Osei. Into that time, now, started start here, no, and the NDC for started say, Omokasa say no. CBA process ne kone de. I say, abane faso ekwan bi so apam Charlotte because NDC forecast say adenti ne Akufo-Addo nsa petition no one farmer Charlotte ready or the comma Chief Justice. So the NDC were making an argument to say if the president even wants to based on Article 1469 to make sure the due process is followed, why is he not giving Charlotte Osei the room to even look at the allegations before moving the petition to the Chief Justice? So the NDC started questioning when a Chief Justice Ethics Committee or started warning the bread Ghana for say nobody should speak. In fact, let me read the rest of the story. When you read the rest of the story, this is what it says. Let me enlarge it. There are some people we are not supposed to take serious again in Ghana. This is the story. This is what it says. The Chief Justice, Sophia Ekufo, has formally constituted a committee to investigate the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Charlotte Osei, and her 2 deputies over corruption allegations leveled against them, with a caution to the general public to desist from making demeaning comments about their work. Already, some members of the opposition National Democratic Congress have started criticizing the process, accusing the government of seeking to hound the EC boss, Charlotte Osei. The 3 officials met, the 3 officials met the Chief Justice a week ago where they were notified. This is city reporting. Charlotte Sophia Ekufo, how dangerous she is as a former Chief Justice. Story say the 3 officials, meaning Charlotte Osei and the 2 deputies, the 3 officials met the Chief Justice a week ago where they were notified that a prima facie case have been established against them. It's when Akufo-Addo received the petition. That petition Akufo-Addo received, he never said anything to Charlotte Osei and her 2 deputies. All that Akufo-Addo did was that he moved the petition and gave to Sophia, who is the Chief Justice. And what Sophia did was that Sophia just called them and told them, say, I have received a petition from the president and that a prima facie case has been leveled against you. Without Charlotte Osei knowing what is in the petition. That is what Sophia Ekufo did. Sophia Ekufo, of friend Charlotte, and in the 2 deputies, no more ban ho. One for petition and chromo. One chromo anything in the petition. Charlotte and her 2 deputies did not even have a clue of why they were called to the Chief Justice office. They were called as electoral commission chairperson and her deputies. The Chief Justice called them to come to her office. And when Charlotte Mudru Hono, Sophia Ekufo Kachiromo said, Mensa aka petition from the president and petition Muno, a primary facie case has been leveled against you. Intimate committee. Charlotte Osei said, we want to see the allegations in the petition. I said, no. I know more these people, sometimes they chew their fingers, they chew their asses, and they'll come and ask us who ate their ass. This is what Akufo-Addo and this woman did. Today, this woman is telling us that we have murdered sleep. She murdered sleep in 2017. That is why she's sleeping no more. So for Akufo, already murdered sleep. She murdered sleep when she was the Chief Justice. She murdered sleep. That is why she's not able to sleep no more, because she knew what was supposed to be done. She didn't do it. Now, who read this story? This is what it says. Now, I quote, the general public is hereby informed that Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice, and I'm talking about the statement she put out. And I quote, the general public is hereby informed. These are the strict statement Sofa Ekufu as the Chief Justice then put out to the public. After receiving a one fan Charlotte Mo. Remember, John Mahama received a petition or the Matokonu for 10 days. Tokonu asked for 7 days. John Mahama said, take 10 days. Ekufu received Charlotte Osei petition. He gave it to Sophia. Sophia did not show it to Charlotte Osei. Sophia went ahead to put together a committee. Sophia sat in her office and established a prima facie case against Charlotte Osei and her 2 deputies. John Mahama did not sit in his office to establish that. John Mahama called the Chief Justice and said, a petition has been leveled, a petition has been brought, and it's against you. Take the petition and read and see what is in there. But Sophia and Ekufuado came together and decided to establish a prima facie case against Charlotte. This woman is today sitting there pretending says she never murdered sleep. Now, this is the statement she put out those times. These are disingenuous people. Let's not look at them in their slow language and low tone and think that they are some extraordinary people with some good record. Thank you very much, team. Thank you for bringing this in. Now, so after a fresh Charlotte Osei ban office, President today, petition be abreme. Ya level some prima facie case against you people. So me ba beti committee monko eno pamo omo. Now owie no eno sa chiro letter to mfre bem se ma obi anka committee na watere ho asem. The general public is hereby informed that Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice, Justice Sophia A.B. Ekufu, in accordance with Article 146 of the 1992 Constitution, has set up a 5-member committee to investigate allegations brought against the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Mrs. Charlotte Osei, and her 2 deputies, Mr. Ahmed Sule and Mrs. Georgina Apapu Amankwa. End of quote. Orieno releases statement to say, Ojina 1992 Constitution, so Article 146 now, or say she has a problem with. When Charlotte Osei's case came, she used the same article and put together a committee, a 5-member committee. It was based on the article, no, to committee, you know. Today, this woman is telling you, say, she has a problem with the same article now. And so Ediama Tokonu Ako through the process. Now, Unim say, timer of fresh Charlotte Osei Eban office. Okacha Charlotte Osei say, and Ekufuado the petition be abreme. Now, me Chief Justice, me study petition. We have established that you people, you have committed some crime. Now, Mameka be bincho. Charlotte Osei, at the end of the day, on the deputies, you know, they actually asked the Chief Justice. That's our 2 story, so. This is what Charlotte Osei asked. Give me a copy of my removal petition. Charlotte Osei to Chief Justice, Madam Sophia Ekufu. Charlotte Osei can say, I want to see a copy of the allegation. Petition Ekuta o Sophia no. Give me a copy. Let me read and see what is in the petition. Sophia Ekufu said, no, fuck off. And Boadu Kwabejina TV so. We are using technology to expose these people because they have no credibility and they are the people who have destroyed this democracy. They hide behind intellectuality. They hide behind statesmanship. They hide behind age. And they lie and destroy the core principles of our democracy. Charlotte Osei pleaded with this woman, give me the petition, please. I want to see it. My deputies want to see. The woman said no. The embattled chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Charlotte Osei, has called on the Chief Justice Committee probing her and her 2 deputies to furnish her with a copy of the petition seeking her removal. Okacha say, madam, wo any committee no, mon for petition ni mame. Na me read the womb. So for Ekufu kaje so fa ne kwase anko. Today so for Ekufu gina okacha say, onim nyansa chen Ghana ni bia. We should all go fuck ourselves. Oni nim nyansa okasa obi ankoda. Now ni bibi. Charlotte say we no. And Charlotte say decided so obekọ Ekufuado akobu se Ekufuado say, "When I saka petition first." And I want to forward the command Chief Justice no. Into Chief Justice in Femia, please can you also give me the petition? As some way the Ekufuado catch no. Nana the danko Ekufuado catch Charlotte say, no petition is here. Go and search for it. Ekufuado catch Charlotte say, only petition bia. Charlotte say call presidency. I catch Mr. President. When I receive a petition now with the man Chief Justice. Mebusa Chief Justice for the petition. She is not minding me. I also want you to give me the petition. Send a mehu allegations. No, Ekufuado say, I don't have any petition at the presidency. Sanko for way na and Omokachi say they are morally, they are intelligent, morally, they have the right to speak on Ghana's issues. Sofa Ekufu. Yepe Chief Justice Omumra. Omunya tumi omdidi nsem hunu Ghana. You cannot pick Sofa Ekufu out. A governor catcher Charlotte say ono ni petition bia on free on call. So in reality no Charlotte said did not see the petition. Into all committee no onim question po ayeko busa no. And remember the committee was put together by Sofa Ekufu. She actually put the commission together. In fact, when you read the story, this is what the story says. Let's go to the second paragraph of the story. I mean, sure, petition, no, nipa okeka omubomu. She was even part of the committee. In a statement signed by the Judicial Secretary, Justice Alex B. Poku Echampong, the Chief Justice said anyone who makes comment that undermine the work of the committee will be cited for contempt. Now, who can story nuko enima or say the release, which failed to indicate the names of the committee members, as well as the release. Now, Mama Stadifrio, in a release copied to cityfmonline.com, the Judicial Secretary said the sitting of the committee will be closed to the public. Inti omudi letter by no, omukache Ghana for you say, Sofa Ekufu, wate committee, and so committee no, enya de obi abehu committee no. Ajima mbedi nyina no, it will be behind closed doors. Enya de obi abenya committee no krampo, nipa omote committee no so no. Sofa Ekufu did not tell Ghanaians. John Dramani Mahama, he allowed due process. We got to know who the people who were going to sit on the committee. We all know their profiles. And so Sofa Ekufu ni Ekufuado. Sofa Ekufu put together a 5-member committee. She didn't tell us their names. She didn't show Charlotte Osei and her 2 deputies the petition, the allegations in it. This woman, after that, sent a statement out to warn everybody to shut up. This is an autocrat. She's a dictator. And she wants to sound like she's the most intelligent person in Ghana. Now, who read this story now? Let me show you this. The release, which failed to indicate the names of the committee members, as well as states exactly when the committee will start its work, said it will be chaired by a justice of the Supreme Court. Or really this statement to say, what a 5-member committee and omono mobabetna eye Charlotte Osei case this no wam chere obia obetna so wam bodin wan chere location but your kind say committee no nipa obe chair sa committee na ombeto to Charlotte Osei mo ano no nipa owo Supreme Court so fa Ekufu. This woman is bad news. I'm not in the position to insult her when you tell me, but I'm exposing her. I'm making you know she is not somebody to be trusted. If she has a problem with the Council of State, she should resign tomorrow and stop the nonsense grammar that she's hiding behind. She belongs to the pin-brain group that lies to protect criminals. Yeah. Now, Uko Enima, and I quote, the committee, this is the letter from Chief Justice Sophia, those times, and the quote, the committee, which will sit in camera, in line with normal practice, consists of 3 justices of the Superior Court appointed by the Judicial Council and 2 other persons appointed by the Chief Justice. On the advice of the Council of State, the committee is chaired by a justice of the Supreme Court. Or say committee na otiye no. judge for me and some Supreme Court betra so. And a nupa mienu bi otade be kan no ono so fire no na be choose sa nipa mienu no. Because at the end of the day no, sa nipa obe chair eye committee no, eye council of state for or say and 2 other persons appointed by Chief Justice on the advice of the Council of State. Into a nipa 5 na omode omoko no, 3 no ebe judges almost Supreme Court. 2 na almost sabe kan no, eye council of state na man petitions permission say ono Chief Justice no onyi ni nipa mienu ope. And on one personally, Okoyi in Nanfufu mienu beka 3 judges are say Omankasa the judicial council ne you omo. And a Odiomuti committee no say Omon try Charlotte say and then the 2 deputies. These are people who cooked their own coup and execute the coup. This is what we call the Machiavellian tactics. They go out there, they create a petition, they bring the petition to themselves, they create a committee and they cut you off. Machiavellian, no. When they had the dangerous part of our democracy, we leave too much loopholes for people like these. They destroy the principles of the democracy. They turn around to come and tell us we are stupid because they have had a problem with the constitution all along. They never had a problem with it until one of them is caught by the law. Charlotte Osei wasn't human, right? Her 2 deputies were not humans, right? Madam Tokonu was given a VIP treatment by the constitution and the president of the republic. When you compare what Sophia did to Charlotte Osei and her 2 deputies, and you look at the due process that Tokonu went through, Tokonu was given a presidential treatment. Tokonu was given a presidential treatment. So calculate eye insemhunu a wo Sophia woni eye Ekufuado di wo Ghana ha as the Chief Justice. That means John Mahama is Jesus Christ. Tokonu all the room to basically defend herself and even know what is in the petition before meeting the committee. But you, Sophia, you put together your own judges. You select your own friends. You don't even tell us when the committee is meeting, location. You don't even tell us the rules and regulations governing their job. You attempt to tell us you have a problem today. You this woman, you also woman I would with the sense of entitlement, you know. And then I sometimes I would trim you with the Ghana ha. Bibia besu trima na okeka. The last part of the story, and I quote. It is the expectation of the Chief Justice and the Judicial Council that the public will treat the committee with the respect and dignity it deserves, as it carries out its constitutional duty and refrain from making comments that will undermine the work of the committee, since infractions may amount to contempt. End of quote. We are not catching Ghana for say, wow, be no bo MPC for no, mo biankasa, wow, bekasa mecho. This autocratic, self-centered, self-bragging, pin-brain, entitled human being way, and now TV so catch say, we are stupid, you are smart, you have a problem with the due process. You abuse the due process, you abuse the constitution, Sophia. Sophia Kufu, you deliberately abused it. Ekrobianka goes to jail. Yeah. If we decide to go back and follow due process, you should be rotting in jail. You, because you breached the constitution. You abused the constitution technically. And as we sit here, Charlotte Osei in any country can come back and protest that why didn't you people show her the petition, the allegations in the petition? You people have committed so much crime in Ghana, and you sit there, you want us to worship your weak asses, all because in the name of respect, you people don't respect the intelligence of the people. Into your mama's small opportunity, then you abuse the opportunity because you're Jimmy. These are the things you did. Or terminal reports na me really channel. This is what makes you a very dangerous human being. Because you see, we gave you too much power and you abused that power. We gave you too much power. So today, that's entitlement thing now a woman sono because if we kufu. Because Ojin said you can come and discredit the presidency and discredit the same Council of State that was part of this process. You technically were a sycophant that is not supposed to be part of the Council of State. because the decision the Council of State took, you were part of that decision. So how do you turn around to come tell us and say the issue, what you see is unnecessary situation, and that you have a problem with Article 146, the same Article 146 you and your Ekufuado manipulated to make sure the people you don't like in office, you took them out. Did you give Charlotte the room to look at the allegations? You have no right, absolutely no moral right to even sit and grant an interview about Tokonu's ejection. You have no right. You are supposed to be in jail for abusing the Constitution. You people have no respect for the Ghanaian. Every single day, you always want to feel, say, when you touch on the emotional part of issues, it makes it right. No, you having a personal relationship with Tokonu, you having a feeling or some feelings for Tokonu, you treating Tokonu as a woman, it's got nothing to do with the facts. Tokonu, from day one when this process started, has she been able to point out one infraction in the Constitution that wasn't applied well? By you deliberately denied people allegations, a petition. You set up a whole committee yourself. You put your friends on the committee. You select judges you like on the Supreme Court bench, and you sit on it to destroy somebody's career. Today, you open say to a new frau because what better TV so can kwasi abrofubi. The entitlement. Mojin sa muni munyansa chen obia. School papa ben na makwa and the Ghana you call internet so ayehu. A dear case law, Papa Bear Pana, you want everybody to look like we are foolish. There's nothing extraordinary about you people. You get the opportunity. The opportunities you people got was because majority of us were daft. We could not check you people. We could not fact check you people. You people put some fear in us. You use that intellectual approach, which was full of fear, to suppress the people from knowing the truth. You have committed a lot of crimes by making sure, denying people we have elected into offices to work for us. You, Sophia. So today, we should stop everything. You are an embarrassment to Ghana. If you have a problem with Article 146, go and meet the Constitution Review Committee. Tell them what problem you have with them, with that part of the Constitution. If you have a problem, if you think you cannot work with the Council of State, get the fuck out of there and let somebody who is willing and ready to work there to be part of them. We cannot have sycophants, double-faced Jack Chance to be walking around and destroying our way to better democracy. We are not going to create any special protection for anybody in any government office. You know the rules and regulations that governs every institution that you are head of. You need to stay within the Constitution, stay within your rules, and that you'll be fine. If you go above, you go beyond, if you try to abuse that office, you have to be dealt with. That is how it works everywhere in the world. Because you people are creating that impression that Tokonu flouting the law and the law dealing with her, it is the end of Ghana. Because you people are so entitled. You are part of the pin-brain people. You are a sycophant who is in sheep clothing inside the Council of State, because you cannot step out of the Council of State as a team and come tell us that you disassociate yourself and this thing and this, that. So we should all stop and go pick our history books and write and take pictures of you. No. I've read your terminal report to you. You are one of the worst chief justices we have had. You are an autocrat. You are the same like a Kufuado. You are a dictator. The power you got for 3 years, you abused it. Tell us you didn't. You are a mole. Every day somebody is pin brain. Make your argument based on facts and stop adding emotional stuff to your argument. You are a former chief justice. You are a judge, a former judge. Speak like a former judge. Use the facts and evidence to make a statement and stop this wayside, selfish, emotional, moral argument you are making. We all have ideas to make emotional arguments. Adai, yenim se Tokonu or your bar. Yenim se our family. Yenim se no a lawyer. We know that, but she has committed a crime and the law has to deal with her. The nonsense must stop. We are tired of this sycophancy and fake entitlement attitude you people are putting up in Ghana. If you have a problem with the 146 in the Constitution, go to the Constitution Review Committee and tell them your problem. You should be the last person to be granting interviews in Ghana. You have committed a crime. You abused your office. Any court you go, I will face you because you abused that office you are in. The office that you occupied, you abused it 1,000 times. Ghana Nyankano Krintra. When you speak, it chucks people like us. When we give the opportunity to speak, it chucks people like me. The arrogance in your language, the entitlement syndrome, that thing where you think that everybody is a fool, you are the most intelligent person. Intelligent, smart, lawyer. Later you got to know this guy is a drug addict. And you people have gone through the mill with this kind of entitlement to this point. You still don't want to shut up and quell your ass and sit down. You still want to derail this country. If you have a problem with this process, go to the review committee and tell them that they should review it. If you make sense there with facts, they will review it. The nonsense must stop. Today, I can tell you on authority, you are part of the pin-brain old people in Ghana. You speak out of emotions. You don't speak out of facts. There's nothing that shows that you were a former legal brain. Stop this, your comedy. We are tired of you.